Game of Thrones Season 8 Episode 3 Leak. Script. Scene 1. Jon, Daenerys, Sansa, Robin, Lord Royce, Jaime, Bronn, Edmure, Varys, Brienne, Tyrion, Jorah, Gendry, Sam, Gilly, Davos, Missandei, Little Sam and Theon all arrive in Greywater Watch. Not all of these characters appear on screen though. They make a stop to rest there and to discuss their strategy to defeat the Night King for good. Inside Greywater Watch, Daenerys, Jon, Jaime, Bronn, Edmure, Tyrion, Sansa, Sam, Davos, Robin and Lord Royce discuss how they will organize themselves before splitting up. Jon proposes to await the Night King's attack from the Eyrie since the fortress is very difficult to impregnate. Tyrion jokes that the Night King only needs 10 good men to impregnate the bitch, but only Bronn catches the joke. The remaining Lannister and Tully army defend Riverrun together with Edmure, Tyrion, Jaime, and Bronn. When the Eyrie gets attacked first, the Night King's army has to get lured into the Bloody Gate, and that's when the Lannister and Tully forces need to join the attack as well. Theon has to take back Pyke and defend it together with the remaining army of the North and the Ironborn. Jon remarks that Arya and the Hound have not been seen arriving in Greywater Watch. Edmure assures that Arya hasn't died but simply disappeared when they were retreating from Winterfell. Sansa remarks that she'd be safe with the Hound. She always manages to survive somehow. Jon also wants Sansa and Brienne to join Robin and Gendry to the Eyrie where they'd probably be more safer. Jon stays with Davos, Jaime, Jorah, Bronn, Tyrion and Edmure in Riverrun. Jon wants Daenerys to travel to Dragonstone together with Varys and Missandei. Sam and Gilly should travel with her. Maester Wolkan received bad news, though. Lyanna Mormont didn't make it to Bear Island and died. Scene 2. Next shot is Arya and the Hound traveling on the King's Road. The Hound complains to Arya that she should have followed her brother and sister and that she's a stupid girl to travel alone in the north now that the army of undead fuckers are around. Arya answers the Hound that he shouldn't have sticked with her if he's scared. The Hound deduces that Arya is traveling to King's Landing, but he doesn't understand why. Arya says that she has to cross one last name off her list. The Hound laughs and tells Arya why she's still holding that fucking list since everyone will die soon anyway. Arya responds that she needs to kill Cersei herself. The Hound agrees and tells that he has some unfinished business with his brother as well. The two encounter by an old woman, who's asking after the king in the north. The Hound says that an old woman shouldn't be alone in the woods with the army of the Night King approaching. The old woman says she doesn't fear the dead. Arya tells the woman she thinks Jon Snow has traveled south, probably to Dragonstone. The old woman takes a look at Arya and tells her that they have met before. Arya is puzzled about this. The old woman leaves. Scene 3. Warning. Refer Episode 4 Leak for Hal and Reed. During the night, the characters at Greywater Watch sleep in huts. Jon chats a last time with Hal and Reed, asking if he joins them to the south since the White Walkers would probably hit Greywater Watch soon. Hal and Reed tells that he's ready to die. He doesn't care of his life anymore, now with his children being passed away. He tells Jon Snow the Walkers can have him. He tells Jon he also needs to pay for his sins, for killing Arthur Dayne behind his back. He tells Jon the story of how he saw Ned Stark with baby Jon in his arms. His uncle always wanted to keep him safe, even willing to sacrifice his life for Jon. Howland tells Jon he recognizes a lot of traits of Ned and Jon Snow and says that he would make a good ruler on the Iron Throne. Jon insists that he isn't interested in that and leaves Howland Reed. Scene 4. Then, we see Cersei in King's Landing. Qyburn visits the Chamber of the Hand and informs Cersei that Winterfell has been attacked and that Daenerys and Jon have lost a great deal of their army. Cersei smiles. Qyburn also tells that the Lannister army has joined the battle at Winterfell apparently. Cersei asks if Jaime has survived, but Qyburn tells he doesn't know. Cersei answers that he shouldn't have. After that, Euron arrives back in King's Landing. He comes to tell Cersei that the Golden Company successfully took Storm's End and that the army is gathered right there. He tells Cersei he finally wants to receive his reward and they shouldn't wait to marry and be husband and wife tonight. Cersei reluctantly agrees. Scene 5. It's still night in Greywater Watch and the characters stay there until morning. Jon and Daenerys sleep together in a hut. Daenerys finally tells Jon that she's pregnant with his child. Jon is surprised and expresses his happiness toward Daenerys. He jokes that this is the only good thing that happened to them at the moment. He also wonders about their child's health since their family. Daenerys comforts Jon. The Targaryens have been inbreeding for years and she's perfectly healthy. Daenerys thinks she's having a son again, and asks Jon what he would name their son. Jon thinks he should be named after the greatest person he knew in his life, the one that saved his life, his uncle Ned. He wants his son to be named Eddard Targaryen. Daenerys repeats the name and smiles. She says she likes it very much. The two start to kiss in their hut. Jaime visits Bralon's hut as well. Bralon grieves over Podrick's death, telling him that Podrick was the last person who deserves to die like that. Jaime agrees, telling Brienne that he was a good lad and he was lucky to have been around Bralon all that time. Scene 6. The Hound and Arya make a fire during the night. The Hound asks how she managed to cross off almost every name of her list, but before Arya can respond she tells the Hound to shut up. She hears some strange noises. Not much later, a group of whites attack Arya and the Hound. The two begin to fight the whites, but more whites come since they're attracted to the noise. It's then when Nymeria and a much larger pack of wolves come in between and kill off a big bunch of whites. A lot of wolves die too. When most of the whites are killed off, the Hound thinks they should flee as soon as they can before another group of whites comes to kill them off. Arya discovers that she has lost Needle during their fight, but the Hound insists that there's no time left to search for the damned sword and that they should leave immediately. This time Arya manages to have Nymeria follow her and the Hound. Scene 7. The wedding between Cersei Lannister and Euron Greyjoy takes place in the throne room. Euron looks very delighted, Cersei not so. It's Qyburn who has them married. Cersei wears a tight, long black dress. She looks quite sad during the wedding. The wedding scene itself doesn't take long and the scene switches to their wedding bed. This scene is an intercut between Cersei and Euron having sex and Jaime and Bralon also having sex in their hut. The two still think of each other. Scene 8. Next morning, the group departs from Greywater Watch and Jon and Sansa say goodbye to each other for the time being. Jon asks Gendry to keep his sister safe. Daenerys and Jon also say goodbye and leave each other. Daenerys tells Jon that Drogon should stay with him. They'll need him to fight the Night King. The two kiss before leaving each other. Jorah is still having difficulties with that. We see all of the character go different ways and that's how the episode ends.